Now begins Episode 2, Turnabout Corner. As long as we draw breath, the wheel of fate turns. Spinning big crimes and little crimes together. And when the wheel stops, you die. June 15th, 9:12 a.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. 2 months have passed since Mr. Gavin's arrest. My first trial, and I lost both my mentor and my job. Yeah, I'll admit it, I was screwed. But even when I hit bottom, I told myself I'd never come here. Honest. Here being the legendary Wright & Co. Law Offices. Okay, Justice, time to stop trembling.
Ah, you must be here for the interview. Right this way.
Huh?
Hello there. You found the right place. Welcome.
What's with this girl?
Well now, shall we begin?
Begin? What?
Right, first things first. Any special talents?
Talents?
Yes, well, you must have at least one.
Well, I guess. Defending?
Defending? An unusual talent, but it'll do. With a little jazzing up, of course.
You think so?
Let's give it a go, shall we?
Huh?
Go ahead. Show me. Defend. Just give it all you've got. Don't hold back now.
What are you talking about? I can't just defend here.
First lesson. A professional can perform anywhere.
Thanks.
We want people to be laughing with us, not at us.
Thanks. But I'm not sure why they should be laughing at all.
What? What exactly do you think you came here to do?
What? Defend? No.
Excuse me, but do you know where you are?
Huh? The Wright & Co. Law Offices, right?
Oh. I was afraid of that. Don't worry, you're not the first.
Look, what's going on here? Who are you? I came here to meet with the person in charge.
Well, you've apparently made no fewer than 2 mistakes.
Mistakes? But I got a call from Mr. Wright this morning.
Perhaps you should go read the sign out front again.
What's there to read? Look, it says right there. Oh. Why does it say Wright Talent Agency?
Welcome to the Wright Talent Agency, where you've always come to the right place. I'm Trucy Wright, CEO. I'm a magician.
It all came flooding back. The trial. That girl.
Hello, sir. Please pick a card.
That's right. She's my daughter. Trucy Wright.
Here, check out our flyer. So, what's your name?
Apollo. Apollo Justice, attorney at law. So, is this really a talent agency?
You bet. Daddy started 7 years ago when he quit law. Of course, we only have 2 people signed up right now.
2 people? Does that include you?
Trucy Wright, magician extraordinaire. I've done a lot of stage shows, paid too. I am a professional, you know.
Right.
Promise you'll come to one of my shows, okay? Let's see. Oh, and the other person our agency represents is Phoenix Wright, pianist extraordinaire.
Your dad, in other words?
Didn't he say he couldn't play the piano? Our agency doesn't see that as a problem. Why, there are many magicians who can't do magic.
At least you're optimistic. I'll give you that. So you're you're Phoenix Wright's daughter?
That's right. After Daddy quit law 7 years ago, I promised I would keep him fed, so I'm kind of his sugar daddy. Get it?
No.
I'm in charge of this whole office, too. Pretty amazing for a young lass of 15, wouldn't you agree?
15? How old is Mr. Wright?
Daddy? Oh, he's 33 this year.
I'm sure there's a good explanation. I hope. About Mr. Wright giving up law. It was because of that incident 7 years ago, wasn't it?
You know about that?
Not the details. I remember the news, though. It was a big deal.
So I hear. I was too young to understand what was going on. I'll ask Daddy about it next time I get a chance.
Daddy, right? That reminds me, about Mr. Wright. He gave me a call this morning to come in.
Daddy's not here right now. He's in the hospital.
The hospital?
Yeah, he's on strict bed rest until he gets better.
What? Okay, which hospital's Mr. Wright in? I'll pay him a visit.
Oh, the Hickfield Clinic. It's quite close.
Right, well, I'll be going now, and I'll give this showbiz gig some thought, okay?
Wait, I'll go with you.
June 15th, 9:45 a.m., Hickfield Clinic, and there's a lot of DVDs, a piano, as well as some manga books. So, this is Mr. Wright's hospital.
Visitors, huh?
Yeah, are you the doctor?
Yep, Dr. Hickfield's name.
Good morning, Doctor.
Oh, hiya there, Trucy. Cute as ever.
Is this Daddy's room?
Oh, yeah, so he's gone for a morning checkup. Be back soon. How are you, Miss Trucy? Got any places you, examine?
This guy is a creep. Doctor, the nurse was looking for you.
Why, if it isn't the daddy-o, the cutest little thing in town. Yes, I'll be out then. Later, Trucy.
Wow, what an odd bird that guy was. Good morning. Didn't expect you so soon, Apollo. Mr. Wright. So, what happened? Who could have imagined it? Me, victim of a hit and run. A hit and... You were hit by a car? Oh, he tried to swerve, I'll give him that. Picture me tossed 30 feet through the air, only stopping when my head hit that telephone pole.
You hit a telephone pole with your head? Are you okay?
Thankfully, my only injury was a sprained ankle. He really is as lucky as they say. Like a phoenix. There's something that, well, it just doesn't sit right. I just can't believe you have a daughter, Mr. Wright. And she's so big. Not fat, but you know what I mean. Oh, Trucy's still a child.
Daddy, how many times do I have to remind you? I'm not a child anymore.
But you'll always be Daddy's little baby girl to me, Trucy. My foot. I'm not buying it. Oh, something you should know about Trucy. She's a magician, right? She told me. Not a mere stage magician. She's a genius.
Aw, Daddy.
You'll soon come to appreciate her talent. You could just tell me things instead of insinuating them. Yeah. So, why did you contact me? What could the Wright Talent Agency possibly want with me? No need to get prickly now. Hey, I didn't ask to be dragged in like this.
Huh? But didn't you come to the office of your own free will anyway?
Well, yeah, of course. Help! We're in big trouble here at the office. Big. I thought someone was dying. So you don't think this is big trouble? My talent agency represents only 2 people, and one of them is in the hospital.
That's right. Daddy, how are we going to pay this month's rent? And the groceries?
Yeah, that's the problem with such a tight operation. It's a symbiotic relationship. When one of us falls, the other 2 must fall.
Hey, this isn't exactly a suitable conversation to be having with a 15-year-old kid.
In any case, if Apollo here can't help you, you'll have to transfer to a new school. Again.
No, I can't. I only just made friends. How could you do this to me? To us, Polly?
Huh? What?
Now it's my fault?
On that note, how about you come work for us? I've got the perfect client for you already lined up. A client? You mean I get to do my job? I get to defend in court? All right, I'll hear what you have to say.
You got him, Daddy. Hook, line, and sinker.
Now it's time to reel him in. It's official. I'm scared. All right, so who's the client? Yes. Here, take a look at the map and I'll explain. Last night, I left the office just before 9 o'clock. I was going to that Indochine pasta joint, al dente's. I played piano there, of course. That's when it happened. The car sent me flying, nicked the telephone pole, and zoomed away. Creepy, huh? Just a tad. It's almost as creepy as hearing you tell the story like it was no big deal. The car sped off in this direction. So, good luck. Huh? You wanted a client, didn't you? Well, I'm your client. Find the guy who knocked me into that telephone pole.
Whoa, hold on. I'm a defense attorney, not a detective.
Don't worry. Once you found the guy, I intend to sue him. Then you can stick it to him in court.
I'm not a prosecutor either. I'm sorry, but this is crazy. I'm going home.
Don't get so worked up. It was just a joke. Huh?
Oh, Daddy. Sorry, Apollo. He just loves jokes, you know? Even the ones that aren't very funny.
Your real client should be stopping by the office anytime now. The office? You mean the talent agency? No harm in going. It's not like I have anything else to do. One more thing. Do look into my accident too, would you? I marked the scene of the tragedy on this map. It's right in front of this park. Should be easy to find.
So he's going to make me investigate this after all.
Okay then. Well, looks like we have to move on to the Wright Talent Agency. Also, something to note, that behind the TV, that's Steel Samurai. Apparently 7 years after it, the series was canceled after a bit, but hey, Phoenix got a lot to do. June 15th, 10:05 a.m., Wright Talent Agency.
Hey! How long you planning on making me wait, eh?
Ah, good morning.
Hey there, Trucy doll. Sounds like your pops had a bit of a rough spot, eh?
All's well that ends well, I guess.
This is our client?
Hey, so this is that Apollo fellow, eh?
Oh, yes. The name's Apollo.
Look at him there, arms all crossed like, ready to fight.
Yes, sir.
You don't mean that literally, do you? The boss told you what I need, right? Don't let me down now, Apollo.
Don't worry about your defense, sir. I'm on it.
Defense? Your noodle half cooked? It's too late for defense. My castle's been stormed. My keep's been kept. My noodle stand's been stolen.
Noodle? You know Mr. Aldoon from the noodle stand, don't you, Polly?
No nicknames, please. And no, of course I don't know him.
You new in these parts?
Not really.
Then you know the best noodles in town. Aldoon's Noodles.
Whose noodles?
My noodles. Help me out here, Trucy doll.
This is Mr. Guy Aldoon, our client. Maybe you can tell us what the problem is, Mr. Aldoon.
Anything for you, Trucy doll.
All right, let's talk. So, you run a noodle stand, Mr. Aldoon.
Guy Aldoon's the name,
And noodles are my game.
the secret's in the soup. I've been searching for the perfect soup for 1.5 years.
Oh, that's not that long, really.
My family's been noodle men for generations. Got a lot of expectation on my shoulders. 15 fathers passing the noodle to 15 sons.
That's a pretty old noodle.
Aye, and fool that I was, I pushed it away. I rebelled against my pops and picked another livelihood. But that didn't turn out so well.
Oh,
There was no denying it. Salty broth runs through these veins, boy.
So it was like destiny that you became what you are.
Right, destiny's the word. Oh, I fought it. But in the end, I was bound by the twisted noodle of fate.
not a mental image I care to linger on.
So last year, I started my noodle stand. The 15th generation of Aldoon's noodles.
So tell me more about these Aldoon's noodles.
You don't know the genius that are my noodles? I make them so salty, why they're saltier than salt.
Now I really don't want to find out. Daddy's a regular at his noodle stand.
He frequented my pop stand back during his attorney days, too. Yep, him and his assistant.
Maya Fey. I'm sorry. I'll be sure to drop by your stand soon.
Wish you could, sonny. Eh? Heck, I wish I could. I'd give anything for a bowl by now.
What do you mean?
It was stolen. My stand. Gone.
Stolen. It was last night. I was doing my rounds, blowing my whistle.
It's like an ice cream truck's bell, but louder. He even gets complaints.
Now you're just trying to butter me up.
That sounded more like the blues than a whistle.
I closed up my stand for the night and parked by the house. Then this morning, dark and early, it was gone. My keep, my castle. Oh.
Maybe some bum carted it off. Just guessing here.
Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there, too.
That's the saddest thing I've heard all day.
You know it. Anyhow, that's the deal. Good luck. Good. Huh? Wait! What exactly is your request? My noodle stand. Find it. And the day you bring my baby back is the day you feast on as many noodles as you want. Of course, I make it so hot and salty 2 bowls will kill a man. Then I really need defense. Speaking of defense, that's what I do. I'm a lawyer, not a detective. This is where I live. You drop by if you need any info, okay? Get it back today if you can, Paulo. I got noodles to make.
Things have certainly taken a turn for the bizarre. Traffic accidents and noodle stand thieves. Actually, there was something I wanted to ask you about too, Apollo.
Huh? I have a bad feeling about this. Listen to the lady's problem now. Don't be cruel.
I lost something last night. That is, something was stolen.
Hey, what's this? More thieving and skullduggery?
Well, someone stole a pair of my panties.
Panties? So they were, stolen?
My panties, yes.
Right, panties. That's a crying shame, that is, Trucy doll.
I was alone in the office last night. I had hung my panties out the window there to dry. When a thief came and took them, my favorite panties. I ran after him. Give those back! I shouted. Wait!
Well, that was certainly brave of you.
But I lost him. Without those panties, I don't know what I'll do.
A darn crying shame, yep.
Well, at least the scene of the crime is convenient. I'll mark it on your map.
I'll be heading home now. Remember, find my stand or there's an empty bowl in your future, Apollo. Right. And you help out Trucy doll here too, yeah?
Things have certainly picked up, haven't they? We had no work yesterday, and now we have 3 cases.
I guess.
Let's see where we stand.
Not in a courtroom, that's where. Well, the first item on our list, Phoenix Wright,
Daddy's hit-and-run accident. We have to find the one who hit him.
Who's going to pay us for this again?
And the second item, Mr. Altoon's request to find a stolen stand.
For which we stand a game, a bowl of salty noodles.
And the last request is mine, to find my stolen panties.
That bowl of noodles is looking better and better.
Let's go, Polly, to the streets.
Aren't you enthusiastic?
How could I not be? Let's crack these cases, you and me.
Guess we might as well get started. Let's see, a hit and run, a stolen stand, and last but not least, stolen panties. Yup, next stop, the accident scene. June 15th, accident scene. So this is where Mr. Wright got hit by that car.
According to the map, this is the place.
What a huge mansion.
Apollo, there's a nice-looking lady over there. Let's question her.
Okay. I'm a little curious about the park over there, too.
Excuse me, can we have a few words with you? You want something?
Whoa, that husky voice. Why am I suddenly sweating?
That's quite a house you've got there. You must have a lot of money.
Whew, money sounds like something my son would call his friends. This is the Kataki family mansion, little girl. Eh? You, kid with the hair, you want something?
Me? No, not a thing. Bye.
Apollo, we can't leave without questioning her. What if she knows something?
But the Kataki family, they're the biggest organized crime syndicate in town. If you're gonna ask something, ask it, if you're mad enough.
Wah! Right! Yay, way to whip him into shape, ma'am.
Does she know no fear? I'm Plum Kataki, wife of the 4th head of the Kataki family business. Friends call me Little Plum. I'm Little Apollo Justice, attorney at law. If looks could kill, this woman would be a mass murderer by now.
Little Plum? That's a really cute name for someone so... Yes?
Whoa!
What is it, Apollo?
How about you go through me when talking to her, okay, Trucy?
Huh? That seems like a bit of a needless procedure.
I'm a lawyer. I live for needless procedures.
Oh, little girl, you should know. We're gangsters. Gang? Oh, that means you're the bad guys.
Trucy, through me! Please, I'm begging you here!
The bad guys? I like the sound of that.
I'm gonna need some warm tea after this.
It takes a lot of hard work to protect the family fortune. Things aren't as easy as they used to be for us bad guys. So you're saying that business is in a slump?
Let's not ask about business if we can help it, please. So, there was supposedly a car accident here last night.
Last night?
Of course you wouldn't know about it, so sorry to bother you.
Wait,
Yes?
you're talking about that man, aren't you?
The one who flew 30 feet and just walked away.
That's my daddy! I should have known. One of our capos thought he'd make a great point man. Capo? Point man?
Could you avoid using too much industry lingo?
In any case, it's been nothing but trouble. I've been cleaning up this mess since morning.
Bah! Cleaning up this paint? Was this paint spilled at the time of the accident?
It was around 9 last night. I heard a crashing noise and found your father drowning in a sea of paint. So you came to his rescue? You've my husband, the boss, to thank for that. The car that hit your father knocked over this paint, then turned the corner and sped away. We're in the middle of repainting our wall, you see.
I'm sure that dragon is glaring at me.
But why are you out here cleaning it up?
What do you mean?
I mean, aren't you a gangster? Don't you have any goons to do your dirty work for you?
Please, go through me when you want to.
Don't be such a stiff, lawyer boy. I suppose we gangsters do have a certain image.
Yes. But we're community-oriented gangsters, you see. The boss likes to give back to the people, see? How noble of him.
I availed myself of the public facilities to get rid of all the garbage. Now there's just the paint on the street to deal with.
Public facilities? I wonder if she means that trash can. You might be right. Who's that? She's looking at the park.
She's pretty. I bet she has a story, you know?
There is something about her. Too bad she seems to be in a bit of a rush. Now let's examine the officer. Personally, I'm a little more interested in this park.
You know what I think? I bet they're filming a movie. Let's go take a look. Maybe we'll see someone famous.
Hey, miss, stay out of the park.
He got mad at me.
Did something happen here, officer? Huh? No, move along, nothing to see. Why don't you kids go play someplace else? We're not kids and we're not playing. I'm an attorney. Something wrong? Detective Sky. We're fine, ma'am. Nothing to report. Detective?
Why is she wearing a lab coat?
You're hardly one to comment on how people are dressed.
And these kids are...
Curiosity seekers, ma'am. They claim to be lawyers.
Why don't you kids run along and play someplace else?
Look, we're not...
Or I might smell something on that pretty face of yours. Want a dose of experimental hydroxy...
I can't even say it.
Come again? What's hydroxy stuff?
Whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. Let's go, Trucy.
Try to keep out the riffraff, if you would.
Yes, ma'am. How are we gonna get more information like this?
Why don't we ask that nice woman across the street?
Oh, yes. That nice woman. Damn it. Sorry. There's a big trash can on the way into the park. I guess we could check it out.
A detective's life sure is a hard one.
I'm an attorney at... Huh?
2 pieces of garbage with paint on them.
These are slippers? They look like those slippers you get at the hospital.
Look at this, Apollo. Doesn't this go on a car?
It's a side view mirror. Looks like it was torn off when it smacked into something. Or someone.
Wait, you don't think...
I do. This could be from the car that hit Mr. Wright.
Wow, and he took off its mirror. I never knew Daddy was so strong. I only have room in my pocket for one of these, though. Which do you want to take?
The mirror. Now it's time we move on to the scene of the stamp theft.
So, what's this place?
This would be Mr. Eldoon's house, silly.
Oh, so this is where his stand was stolen from. I can see a piece of evidence lying on the ground already.
Hey! Look, there's a police car parked over there.
You're right. What's with the sparkly entrance? What is this place? A hospital? There's a sign. Maractus Clinic.
Oh, that's where the thief went.
The thief?
The one who snatched my panties. He ran in this clinic last night. Wait, maybe that police car is here to find my panties.
I doubt it.
Well, there's only one way to be sure. Let's investigate.
Ah, there you are, Sonny. Well, you find anything yet?
No, not yet.
The longer you loaf around here, the saltier your victory ball gets. Just remember that.
This bowl of noodles is sounding less like payment and more like punishment. First things first, we investigate. Is this yours, Mr. Eldoon?
Hey, that there's the heart and soul of Eldoon's noodles. The bowl stores my salty soup. Pretty soon it's gonna taste just like noodles.
Wow, it does smell like noodles.
All my other bowls got taken away with my stand. Get it back from me, sonny boy. I'm begging you. So, your stand, Eldoon's Noodles, was it? Aye, passed down from father to son. The stand seen its share of salt. Salt runs in the family, you might say. I bet high blood pressure does too. So, your stand, Eldoon's Noodles, was stolen. Oh, it wasn't just the stand that was stolen, sonny boy. I lost those wobbly wheels, my salt-crusted stew pot, my stained sign. I didn't just lose a stand, I lost a legend.
No one steals a legend and gets away with it on my watch. Let's find that legend, Apollo.
Isn't it about time he bought a new one anyway?
Are there any more details you could give me about the stand? You bet, sonny boy. It happened last night. I was blowing my whistle like always, crying the town out. The smell of broth filled the streets, thick and salty. I got home, well, right before 10 p.m., I reckon. Guess he's not aiming for that late night market. I washed my bowls and gave the wheels a squirt of grease. Then I went inside.
When did you notice it had been stolen?
Early this morning, before the sun rose. Work starts early.
Do that many people eat noodles for breakfast?
I washed up on the salty shores of ruination. That stand had my whole life in it. Named my whole being.
They took everything?
All my soup stock, my noodles, my bowls, and my dreams.
At least they left one bowl. Look, there on the ground.
If you don't find that stand today, then I'll be forced to walk the streets, peddling that ball. My last ball. Please, I'm under enough pressure here as it is.
That's it. That's where the thief who snatched my panties ran to.
It's a crying shame, that is. If they have to steal, make it my loincloth, not some pretty girl's panties. The garage, right? You don't think the thief lives here, do you? Fan, I wouldn't put it past that good-for-nothing doctor.
Do I detect a little animosity here?
Let's make sure to check out that garage thoroughly.
I'd understand if there was an ambulance outside, but a police car?
Maybe they're tax evaders.
Sorry, miss. No going to the clinic today.
Did something happen?
Huh? Oh, no. Nothing to see here. Move along. You'll have to find someplace else to play doctor.
Do we look like the right age to be playing doctor?
We need a little more info on this Maractus clinic.
We could ask Mr. Eldoon. He's their neighbor and all. And we should check out that garage. What if the thief who stole my panties is still in there? Hey, do you think something happened next door? There's a police car out front.
Fair. Probably gave someone food poisoning, I'll bet. If anyone's at risk of giving someone food poisoning, that police car got here this morning, actually. I asked what they were up to, but they wouldn't even tell me, the neighbor. Fair. Not that I was surprised much. That doctor works for the wrong crowd. It was just a matter of time before he got what was coming to him. Fair.
The wrong crowd?
Never you mind about that. Guess we'll have to investigate the garage. June 15th, Maractus Clinic Garage.
This is the place. This is where that panty snatcher ran.
Are you sure?
Maybe. Let's look for clues.
Clues.
To a panty snatching. Clues like a pair of panties.
Trucy, could you try not saying panties so many times? He kinda has a good point, though. Let's investigate.
There's something about this car. Let's take a closer look.
Let's start with this right here. That reminds me. I once read a record of a case that Mr. Wright worked on many years ago. Apparently, there was this car with a piece of cloth shoved into the tailpipe. That piece of cloth turned out to be a vital clue to solving the case. That was from Rise from the Ashes.
Wow.
I remember that case record whenever I'm checking out a car, and I always check the tailpipe.
Everyone's got to have a hobby, I guess.
Wouldn't it be funny if... Hey, there's something in there.
What?
Wait a second. Are these your...
Ah! My panties!
What? Already?
Wow. Thank you, Apollo. You're a genius. Amazing.
No, really. Don't mention it.
No, I'm serious. I'm really impressed. You must have a nose for finding girls' panties.
What are those?
My little panties, of course. They come home to Mama. I can't wait to use them.
You're gonna put them on? Now?
Watch closely now. See? Nothing in the panties. Ta-da!
Whoa! Where'd that come from? How did that ball get in your panties?
My panties are in extra-dimensional space. Anything can fit in there. They're my magic panties. It's one of my best tricks.
Magic? Panties?
They love them over at the Wonder Bar. I do shows there nightly.
You mean those panties are a prop? You could have told me a little sooner! Well, that's one case closed, at least.
What are you saying? We still have to catch this sly devil that ran off with the tool of my trade.
All right. Something tells me we're not finished searching this garage anyway. We aren't. Look, a cell phone.
Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure.
I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here.
We should bring it to him later.
Nice. And now the last one up here.
Hey, look at that!
The mirror's been broken off. Now this is a clue.
What? You're smiling like you know something I don't. You aren't keeping a clue from me, are you, Polly?
A clue? Let's see. I think I do have just the clue you've got in mind. This.
Take that!
My clue is this.
Whoa! It's the same color and size and everything! A perfect match!
I guess we could check it out.
Two pieces of garbage with paint on them. Look at this, Apollo. Doesn't this go on a car?
It's a side view mirror. Looks like it was torn off when it smacked into something. Or someone.
Well, looks like we just solved the case. So the car that hit Daddy last night
is sitting right in front of us. Yep.
Wow, you put the pro in professional, Apollo.
Gee, thanks, Trucy.
Apollo?
Huh? What is it?
Now that we've solved this case, we should go report to Daddy. He'll mope if we leave him alone too long, knowing him.
Okay. He doesn't seem the type to mope, though. And this is hardly a case worth reporting. He's kind of right, you know. Fine, let's head back to the Wright Anything Agency. And then the clinic. June 15th, Hickfield Clinic. Huh? Mr. Wright's gone.
Maybe he's gone for an examination.
He'll probably be back soon. Let's wait.
I think it might take some time. Daddy always loves his examinations.
Don't ask, Justice. You don't want to know.
Why don't we come back later?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about her. My bad. Let's fix that.
Can I ask you a question? What? What happened in the park across the street? Oh, yes, quite the commotion. Chicago lightning, as the boss would say. Chicago, huh? Gunfire. Someone was killed. Strange circumstances, too. You're kidding. What a morning. Trouble everywhere. The park, the gate, even our house. Did something happen in your house, too? A crime without honor, without remorse. It's a private matter. Want to hear about it? Somehow I don't think no is an acceptable answer, Polly.
I know.
So what happened in your house? Bloomers, last night.
Eh? I've got a bad feeling about this.
Me, little Plum Kataki, the victim of a panty snatching. What? So it wasn't just my panties that were stolen. Got you too, did they? Poor thing. Like I said, whoever did this is a hardened criminal. It wasn't you, was it? No, of course not. Mercy. I've heard word that panties have been disappearing lately. And the missing panties all have something in common. It's hard to imagine Trucy and Mrs. Kataki's panties having much in common. I just imagine Mrs. Kataki's panties. I know. We'll find your bloomers too. Great. Show me what you're made of.
What have you gotten me into this time, Trucy?
That girl from before. Oh, welcome home, sweetie. Hello, mother. She's a Kataki too? Miss. Here, our flyer. The Wright Anything Agency?
Anything agency?
Yeah, do you like the new flyer? So, this is our defense attorney, Mr. Apollo Justice. Attorney? Drop by our office. We'll be waiting. Goodbye.
Why did you give her our flyer?
I don't know. She seemed like she could use some help. She's the heiress to a gangster dynasty. She doesn't need our help. I wouldn't be so sure.
I only hope that you're right. June 15th, Hickfield Clinic. Yo, how goes it?
Daddy, how do you feel?
Not bad, Trucy, not bad. It's good to have you youngins on the case. Let's old Daddy-O get some well-deserved R&R.
The elderly need their rest.
Isn't he only 33? We've cleared up most of the cases. I was right about you. Competent, capable. Tell me what you found out, if you want to. Your enthusiasm is overwhelming. Let's give him a progress report. Well, I certainly didn't expect you back this early.
Polly's amazing. He found my panties so quick. Almost like he was the one who stole them.
You have an interesting concept of praise. And did you find the mad driver who gave me that 30-foot toss?
Apparently it was a doctor from the Maractus Clinic.
Maractus, eh? I've heard of him. Nothing good, mind you. That reminds me, a police car was parked outside the clinic.
Maybe something happened.
What is this Maractus Clinic, anyway? All I've heard are the rumors. That clinic's been making good money. In a bad way. Bad. Ties to organized crime. The Kentucky family. The Kataki family? He did that on purpose. Some injuries you can't take to a public hospital, see? They use the Maractus Clinic for their patch-up jobs. Interesting.
It looked like something had happened in that park.
A body was found there in unusual circumstances. Something more unusual than being dead? It's not our concern in any case.
Right, let's ignore that and find that noodle stand.
Whatever happened to professional curiosity? Thanks, really. If I get tired of sleeping, maybe I'll head down to this Maractus place. Maybe hit him up for some reparations. A little legal action would do me some good.
I was wondering when I get paid. We solved the case of your accident and found a missing article of clothing. My panties!
That leaves the noodle stand. Eh? Feel free to drop in if you get stuck. I'd be happy to help with anything not involving money. Goodbye, quid pro quo, hello pro bono.
Right, back to the office to plan our next move.
Finally, now we can press on. June 15th, Wright Anything Agency. You're the woman from the Kentucky place.
Yes. I knew it! Something's the matter and you want our help, right? Well, you've come to the right place. This way, please. Thank you. My name is Alita Tiala. I have a request.
A request? Your request? Let me guess, something's been stolen?
Your flyer. It says now defending, so I thought...
What? You mean you want me to defend you? Me?
Maybe you can tell us what happened. Were you hit by a car? Did someone steal your stand or your panties? No. I'm not the client, actually. The client would be my fiancé, I suppose you call him.
Fiancé? What happened to him then?
He was arrested this morning. The charge was murder.
Murder?
Have you heard about what happened at the park?
So, what's your story? You frequent the Kentucky Mansion, yes? Are you a member of their, organization?
No, not yet. Not yet? You see, I'm to be married next month to the boss's son.
Boss's son? So he's a gangster.
Yes, but the Kentuckys are locally responsible gangsters. I thought it'd be nice for a change. Quit my boring job, live the good gangster life. I think you're onto something. Mrs. Kentucky. I like the sound of that.
I'm not sure your daddy would care much for that. What happened?
I haven't been told all the details, but I do know a body was found in the park, near the Kentucky Mansion. There were a lot of police cars there. Apparently, the victim was shot with a pistol, but I hear the circumstances of the shooting were rather unusual.
And your fiancé was arrested for this?
What sort of person is your fiancé?
Your fiancé is the Kentucky family's only son, correct?
His name's Waki Kentucky. I brought a photo.
Wow, that's quite the photo.
I know. Oh, he can be powerful and menacing, but so cute.
But if he's the boss's only son,
yes, I'm sure he'll take his father's place someday. Say I'm a boss already of this agency. Please help my Waki. Please.
Right, my first solo defense case. Crime boss's son or not, I'll prove he's innocent.
I prepared a letter of request. I know you need those.
Right, let's go check out the scene of the crime. June 15th, Kentucky Mansion. So this is it, my first murder crime scene. Ow, it's you kids again. Look, can't you find some other place to play?
We're not playing, or I'm investigating. Aren't we, Apollo?
Sir, I have a letter of request here. Letter of... huh? Why does it say hit request on it? Mrs. Tiala must have used the Kentucky stationery. Excuse me, coming through. Ah, it's you, Mr. Gavin. Who's this guy? I must say, I'm used to being inspected by the ladies. But this is the first time I felt this way with a man. Mr. Gavin? Ah, Fraulein, what is a sweet morsel like you doing in such a dismal place? Can I help?
Yes, the policeman officer fellow here won't let us in. We even have a letter of request.
You must be exhausted, standing out here. I will take you to the scene of the crime.
Oh, really?
By your leave, officer. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Very well. This way, Fraulein.
Whee!
Hey, what about me?
June 15th, People Park. On that note, enjoy your investigation.
Thank you. Will we see you again?
As the wind, Fraulein. I'll be riding on it.
Who was that? Apollo, look! A corpse!
What? Hey, it's just a mannequin.
Wow, it sure got me. Ahem. Might I ask exactly what it is you're doing here? Oh, it's you. How did you kids get in here? Oh, this guy? Well, he was more like a prince, really. He let us in. Him again. That glamorous fop, always getting in my way. Anyway, this scene's off limits. Excuse me?
We have a letter of request.
One moment. Why is she holding that big magnifying glass? I'd recognize that handwriting anywhere. Scientific analysis says this was written by Alita Tiala. Thanks. Took you 30 minutes to figure that out. So, what's up with the mannequin there? It's taking the place of the body, preserving the scene of the crime as it was found.
The body was pulling the stand?
So you're a defense attorney, are you? Detective Ema Sky, I'm in charge of this crime scene. She doesn't seem that happy about it.
She doesn't seem that happy about many things.
I trust you know how to stay out of the way. I always carry 2 pairs of handcuffs, just in case.
Fine, let's talk. I'm Detective Sky.
Quiet, please. It's snack time.
What happened to you, Ema? Seriously, after 7 years?
We're not making much progress here.
She must not be very busy.
I never seem to get a lucky break. Back after 9 years, and they won't give me the position I requested. And then I hear he gave up the defense attorney life.
He? Who's he, an ex-defense attorney?
Hey there! No messing with the crime scene!
But we need to investigate!
Apollo! Look! That stand!
It says Eldoon.
I've noticed.
Well, we've solved the case of the missing stand at least. Though the circumstances should seem to be better.
Guess this means we need to return back.
Ah, you're back. Running into some problems.
Oh, Polly, didn't you want to tell Daddy something?
Who, me? No, I'm fine, really. What's this? So there is a problem. No problem. Actually, I got a defense request. A defense request? That is a problem. Huh? I've given up the court. I'm not a lawyer anymore. The request was for me! All right. You're a lawyer, aren't you?
He's doing that on purpose, I know it.
Fine. Let's see what he wants. So what about this defense request? It's related to the murder in Hebo Park, actually.
Guess what? We found Mr. Eldoon's noodle stand at the scene of the crime.
Did you now? That's unusual indeed. Never heard of a noodle stand being used as a murder weapon.
I think the murder weapon was something else.
You mean you don't know what the murder weapon was?
That funny detective lady won't let us on the scene. What kind of detective wears a lab coat anyway?
A lab coat? Didn't think she'd be involved with this. You know her? You could say that.
Yeah, he does know her.
And if anyone who played Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney should know exactly who she is. So you know her, don't you? I met her on a case. This was about 10 years ago. She was still a high school student at the time. That would make her about the same age as me.
That's my daddy. He knows all the police types. Oh wait, maybe you know that other guy too.
That other guy?
That shining prince on the motorcycle?
Prince? Apollo, tell me about this prince of Trucy's. Indulge your concern, father.
He was at the crime scene. He looked just like Mr. Gavin.
Did he now? You know him? My guess is he's Christoph Gavin's younger brother.
His brother?
We're acquaintances after a fashion. Clavier Gavin, rock and roll god incarnate.
Clavier! What a lovely name. He's so dreamy.
I didn't know Mr. Gavin had a brother. And what was he doing out there? I have a feeling you'll be crossing paths again soon. Now, what was the problem again? Having trouble investigating the crime scene in the park?
Yeah, that detective woman won't let us.
Go to the office. Under the silk top hat, you'll find a bottle of white powder. Try taking that to the detective. White powder? I hope it's not what I think it is. Just take it to her. It'll be fine, you'll see. Oh, and tell her I said I. Okay, then. Right there. So this must be the silk top hat Mr. Wright mentioned. Let's take a closer look. Huh?
Whoa! You know what this is, Trucy? I remember finding some in Daddy's dresser when I was little. I thought it was sugar, so I licked it. He got mad at me.
This is getting more and more suspicious.
Let's go talk to that detective. She's sure to know what that white powder is.
Hopefully she will. Now we need to present evidence. Does this ring any bells?
Is that? It couldn't. Where'd you get that?
I brought it from the office.
You work at the Wright & Co. law offices, yes?
Yeah, sort of.
Detective Sky, how do you know my daddy? Daddy? I'm sorry, who did you say you were? Trucy Wright, Phoenix Wright's daughter. What? Mr. Wright has a daughter? You seem shocked. Well, if you're Mr. Wright's daughter and you're his apprentice, then I'm available to help you in any way I can.
Oh, thanks. You could start by not calling me Mr. Wright's apprentice.
This powder is used for detective fingerprints. Fingerprints? I guess you might call it a memento from the time I spent with Mr. Wright.
White powder memories.
If you find the evidence with fingerprints on it, please let me know. We'll dust for prints.
Well, she's quite the eager beaver all of a sudden. Now let's talk.
The report came in late last night. The body was found much as you see it now, except it was a real body.
But why?
Why was a body pulling a noodle stand? If I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't still be here.
Well, what was the cause of death?
A bullet wound to the temple. He was shot by a pistol. A pistol? Not the easiest thing to come by in this day and age.
Unless you're a cop or a gangster.
Incidentally, the victim's name was Pal Maracas. I just received the autopsy report, in fact. I mean, really, what's up with this case? It's enough to make me want to run off pulling a mysterious noodle stand behind it. Not so mysterious, actually. We should tell her, Apollo. After all, we know where the stand came from. A likely story. I didn't come here to play games, you know.
Actually, we do know where the noodle stand came from. The noodle stand's owner is Guy Aldoon.
Who's the old guy?
This is the proprietor of Aldoon's Noodles, Mr. Aldoon himself.
He's famous in this part of town. Not bad. I guess Mr. Wright picked the right kids for the job. That saved me a lot of work. Thanks. What sort of person was the victim anyway? You mean, what did he do? He was a doctor.
A doctor? I'm starting to see a connection here.
Who? Me? I'm just a supervisor for this crime scene.
Detective Sky.
I was out of the country for a while. I came back to be a forensic scientist. Ooh, were you studying abroad? Something like that. I was studying in Europe. Forensic sciences, mind you. But when I got back here, they threw me in criminal affairs. Just like that. Why didn't you just become a forensics expert in Europe? Well, I suppose that was an option, but I had a lot of favors to repay to people back here. Favors?
Wasn't she in high school when she left?
What? What's that look for? I was involved in an incident before I left. But Mr. Wright and his people helped me out. I owed them. Really? I had no idea.
If she's been out of the country for a while, she probably doesn't know about Mr. Wright's current state of affairs. Could you tell us a bit about the defendant? He's the only son of the Kitaki family, yes?
Waki Kitaki. I don't know if he is the boss's son, but he's certainly thrown his weight around. Violently, in the detention center. I see.
Why was he arrested in the first place?
You are a defense attorney, aren't you? You're not his by any chance?
Actually, yes, I am.
Well, we have a witness to the moment of the crime.
Eh?
The witness called the police. They'll be testifying during the trial tomorrow.
What?
Could you tell us a bit more about the victim? Well, let's see. Apparently he's the physician at a clinic in the area. Quite well off, too, from the sound of it. The clinic's name is the Maractus Clinic. Maybe that's why the cop car was parked there.
What? You've been to the clinic?
Yeah, though on a related issue.
I told the detective about the case of the stolen noodle stand.
I see. So that means Dr. Maractus stole the stand and pulled it all the way here.
That would seem to be the case.
But why?
Don't ask me.
Okay, now let's investigate these here.
There's got to be a good clue or two around here.
You and your trash can. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Please, can't you see I'm doing my...
Huh? Look! Another pair of underwear!
Wow, Apollo, you're a genius at finding panties.
Stop saying that.
Wait, these aren't... They're not mine!
Could these have been stolen too?
Bloomers.
Oh, God.
It's a knife. A shiv, to be precise. Ooh, lingo. The defendant, Walkie-Kataki, is the son of known gangsters. The police are assuming this belongs to him.
Wait, but that wasn't the murder weapon a pistol?
Huh?
Look at this. There's a handprint on the shiv.
A handprint? Then there might be a fingerprint. Let's investigate. Right. First, choose the fingerprint you want to examine.
Choose a fingerprint.
Look closely at the handle. See? There's more than one fingerprint there. Those black spots! That's right. Pick the one you want to analyze. Right. Let's get detecting.
Wow. She's practically glowing with excitement.
First, sprinkle some aluminum powder over the print. With a press of A, like this, see? The oil left by the print absorbs the aluminum powder, so you just dust it on and blow it off. Blow? It's like whistling. You know how to whistle, don't you? Just use X and... Wow, amazing. It's like magic. Isn't it, though?
Right. Let's give it a shot.
Incidentally, it's important that you cover the entire fingerprint with the powder.
Yeah, like this. Now once that's done, you press the X button.
Good. Clear. Quite impressive. Next, to match the print. The police office has samples so you can tell whose finger this print belongs to.
That doesn't sound like as much fun as actually finding the print.
Okay, pick the person whose print you think this is. You probably have a good idea whose knife this is already.
Now let's analyze. Match found. So, the fingerprints do belong to the defendant.
Yes, isn't it amazing? Ah, the power of science. It's my life. Apollo, she's sparkling.
And I'm dimming.
Look sharp, spirits up. The real fight's yet to come. Chin up, Polly.
The trial hasn't even started and I'm already losing.
So, have you met the defendant?
No.
Visiting hours are almost over at the detention center. You might think about wrapping up here and heading over.
Good idea. I don't know what good it'll do. We have a witness and a knife with prints. Have I mentioned I've got a bad feeling about this?
Don't worry, it's like a Wright tradition.
Some traditions I can live without. Exactly. June 15th, Detention Center, Visitors Room. I'm sorry, meeting hours for the day are all done.
But we still have 3 minutes!
I'll put in your request, but don't expect anything. The father's talking in the private room with him.
The father? You mean like a priest?
I mean the suspect's father, Mr. Winfred Big Wins Kataki himself. Not someone I care to meet.
Dare you! You're the one on your way out! Ah, they're here.
Whoa, this guy radiates power. Power with a cute apron?
You Wonky's lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm Big Wins Kataki, fourth head of the Kataki family. Capiche?
Actually, I came to speak to your son.
Mr. Justice,
Yes?
my son's innocent. He killed no one. If he were found guilty, it wouldn't be good. Capiche?
Yes, I'm all about capiching. Capiche loud and clear.
You're gonna do more than just understand. You'll learn, though, even if the lesson comes at the end of your short life.
I don't feel so good.
What's the big idea, old man? You can't treat me like a kid no more. Not now. You know, I wanted to go to the clink. I like it here.
You must be walking.
A G's not a G till he does hard time, bisoy. You'll see, when I get out of here, things will change.
Silence! My apologies, Mr. Justice. He's usually such a nice boy.
Forgive me if I have a hard time believing that.
You can't take me under your wing this time, old man. You heard me. I don't need no trial. I did it.
I think that's enough for today, Mr. Justice. Don't let me down tomorrow.
So much for talking to our client.
But we made so much progress today. We even found my panties. I had fun at least.
Of course, the biggest mystery of all remains. How am I supposed to build a case for the trial?
Oh, almost forgot. It's time for my show. Tonight I'm performing at the Wonder Bar. You should come check it out.
What a long case that was. My God. Yeah, I made a few mistakes here and there, but what can you do? Anyway, that is it for this part of Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. If you enjoy it, like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. I will see you in the next. See you then. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. Product provided by CAPCOM.